Good morning, Amington Heath. Today we're going to have a look at the life cycle of a mammal. Let's get started. So, what is a mammal? Now, there are different types of animals, aren't there? So you've been looking at birds and the life cycle of birds, the life cycle of amphibians, insects, okay? And this is that is called classification. So we classify animals into different groups depending on their features. So a mammal is a particular type of animal, and there are two things which make mammals special. So mammals make milk to feed their babies. And I don't mean they go into the kitchen and feed milk to their babies and make milk, which you might see mums and dads do at home, but they actually their bodies make milk themselves, okay, to feed to their babies. And they are also warm-blooded. This means that they can maintain a constant body temperature even if it's really cold or really hot in their environment, so they can maintain the same body temperature at all times. Now you've learned these two things which make an animal a mammal. Can you think of any mammals? Think of all those animals you know. Which ones could be mammals? How do you know? I'll give you a couple of minutes. Absolutely, that's fantastic. So you might have thought of a dog, a cat, a rabbit, those animals that you might find at home, in fact. But you could also have a polar bear, like the one on my screen, a lion, a tiger. Okay, they are all mammals. They all make milk to feed to their babies, and they are all warm-blooded. You might have even noticed that a human makes milk to feed to their babies, and humans are also warm-blooded. So well done. That in fact means a human is also a mammal. Now we've learned about what a mammal is, we can learn about what a life cycle is. So, due to the circle of life, all animals and humans get older. We don't stay at the same age, do we? We have birthdays, which means we get older. And as we get older, we get bigger. And we most probably go on to having our own children. Okay, and that is exactly the same for animals. So as we grow up, the way we look changes a lot. And this is called a life cycle. So there are four main parts to our life cycle. We have the birth, okay? We have the child stage. We have the adolescent stage. Now this is like a teenager stage. It's the stage when they're a bit older than a child, but not quite an adult yet, okay? And then we have the adult stage, okay? And life cycles are normally represented in a circle, and we will look at a life cycle in a moment. And this is because a life cycle is a continual thing. It keeps on going round and round. So let's have a look at a life cycle of a mammal next. So I've chosen to look at the life cycle of a rabbit. And as you can see, here we have got the embryo, okay, and that is the baby rabbit growing inside the female, and this will be born, the female will give birth to the baby rabbit, and we call a baby rabbit a kitten. What other animal do we call a kitten when it's a baby? Fantastic, we call a cat a kitten as well, don't we? So as you can see, different animals have different names when they are babies. So the kitten drinks the milk from the female, and as it grows, it develops fur, and then it starts to eat solid food, just like a baby would. Except we don't grow fur, do we? We get hair on our bodies. Okay, and then we get to the adolescent stage. So the young rabbit grows and develops, and then we've got the adult stage. okay? And this is where we can reproduce to carry on the life cycle. Okay, now we've got the life cycle of a dog. Some of you might have a dog at home. So again, we think about those 4 stages, those 4 main stages of my life cycle. So here I've got the mother with the babies, okay? And this is the birth stage. As you can see in this picture, the puppies, as they have just been born and as they are very young, feed milk off their mother, okay? So this is the birth. We then go on to the puppy stage, okay? You might have had a puppy. You might have had your dogs from little puppies, and then they grow a little bit older and they become an adolescent, and finally they become an adult, okay? And again, this is where in that adult stage is where they reproduce, so the life cycle can carry on circling round. Let's have a look at this one. Life cycle of a dolphin. I thought a dolphin lived in the sea, so I thought a dolphin must be a fish. That's strange. It's not. It's a mammal, and that is because a life cycle, a mammal is warm-blooded and it gives milk to their young, just like a dolphin does. Okay, so here we've got the birth of the dolphin. You can see this little tail here, and that is the female dolphin giving birth to the baby dolphin. Then we've got the baby dolphin, and the baby dolphin here is called a calf. Okay, again we have different names for the baby animals. And then here that gets a little bit older, it becomes an adolescent, then it becomes the adult dolphin, okay, and reproduces, so it gets pregnant again, so carrying on that life cycle. Okay, but there are different types of mammals. So most mammals grow inside the female for the length of their pregnancy. Okay, so they grow inside the female's body. However, there is a group of mammals called monotremes that do not grow babies inside their bodies. Instead, this type of mammal lays eggs, okay? It doesn't give birth to their young, it lays eggs. But there is only 2 existing monotremes in the world, and that's the platypus and the echidna. But they are still classed as mammals because once their babies have hatched out of their eggs, they feed them milk. So let's have a look at the life cycles of these 2 different animals now. So let's have a look at the platypus to begin with. So first of all, the female lays their eggs, okay, and between 1 to 3 eggs in a burrow that is hidden inside a riverbank. Okay, after about 10 days, the eggs hatch, and we get the young from them. Okay, we've then got to, this is our baby here, our birth. The young platypus drinks milk from the glands under the skin of its mother's belly for about 3 to 4 months. Okay, and they live in the burrow for about 6 months. That's a long time, isn't it? And then when the platypus leaves the nest, it is an adult. Okay, the adult platypus finds a mate and reproduces in late winter or spring. Again, notice we're always using that term reproduce because we have to reproduce, a mammal has to reproduce to continue this life cycle. Okay, the same with the echidna. The echidna is an egg-laying mammal. Okay, it's a monotreme. The female only lays 1 soft-shelled egg at a time, and this, rather than in a burrow, it stays in her pouch. Okay, the egg hatches after about 10 days, and the young echidna is blind, hairless, and about the size of a jelly bean. It holds onto hairs inside the mother's pouch and drinks milk for 2 to 3 months. Okay, so when it grows spines and becomes too prickly, the mother removes it from her pouch, because I bet that hurts, and builds a burrow for it. Okay, so this is when it's a little baby, and it carries on drinking milk for the next 6 months. And then once the echidna gets to about 6 months old, it becomes an adult. So it leaves the burrow and it finds a mate to reproduce. Okay, and it says here a baby echidna is called a puggle. So that is everything for today, Key Stage 2. I hope this helps you with your activity of putting the life cycles of different mammals together. Have a go. See if you can challenge yourself to the 3-star activity. And if you need any help, don't forget to email your teacher. We will see you soon. Take care. Bye.